All right, here we
34.
go.
Trying it again.
So, how you doing, Dan?
What I was trying to tell you for the audience, we tried to start and we had an internet connection issue with Bruce, and we're trying it again. But so, well, I mean, you know, we need to get you a dedicated line. A hard line is what we need. But it's weird. Like your neighborhood, they don't even have that. Like
they
you
don't
have to have.
No, it's
crazy.
Fucked up. It is.
And you're in a major city too.
We don't even have, like, the fire department doesn't come here. Like, if we have a fire, we had to, like, pay a subscription to the fire department because we're on a county island for them to come out here. So if you got a fire and you don't have a subscription, then you'll be sorry, your house is going to burn down. Good luck.
So what I was telling you before is a little bit of news on the podcast front. So there's this podcast that I really like. I listen to it a lot. And it's my favorite one, and I give them money. I support them on Patreon. And I thought to myself, I'm a Heeb. If I'm going to give them money, let me make it a write-off. So I thought, what could I do? How can I charge this money in such a way that because I have to get something out of it for it to be a write-off. So I said, I'll do a sponsorship. And so
love it.
They did it for the first time on Sunday, and they're going to do a once a week thing, And
so I checked out this podcast a little bit. It wasn't my cup of tea, but so what is
though? Because they're sort of left wing radicals.
They're not really. So is this?
I'll bring them on.
Good? But you know what? I suck. That's why I don't talk politics, because I suck in that arena. I'm not good at it. Well, what are we looking at right here? Is this like our logo on the side of their page?
So this is them. This is them doing the ad read, and so.
Really? They put this big, so this is the whole screen, and that's them small on the left, and we're big. That logo is there.
Yeah, it's just there for a minute, and they did a quick read.
Well, that's really nice.
Heeb Goy,
they look like nice guys.
They are super nice guys. The guy on the bottom, I'm actually going to see Iron Maiden with in November.
Really?
Yeah, they're super nice guys. Like I vibe with them almost everything, really. In terms of politics, and I don't know.
Much, so you pay them a little money and say, hey, so they put up this thing and say, this next segment is brought to you by the Heeb Goy Show. Heeb Goy, a Gentile and a Jew.
Kind of. I mean, I wrote a little ad copy and nothing major, but it's just this way I can write it off. So now it's like a business expense. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So I have a real segment tonight. I got something real for you.
Dan did a little work and has a real segment. I understand you've got some people like waiting in the wings, like backstage. You're going to bring.
I don't have anyone backstage. I'm about to have people backstage. Okay.
Well, we should get to them, but we should get to them before the internet connection fucks up again. You know what I mean?
So we're going to call this or that. And let me give you the backstory.
Oh, God. Okay.
An acquaintance of mine has a coworker who's a woman. And the woman is single. Well, she's dating a guy. And is
the acquaintance of yours male or female? Does it matter?
That doesn't matter.
Okay, go ahead.
The person that my acquaintance who works with knows is a woman dating a man, and this man has 2 tattoos. Well,
okay, woman's dating more than a man. The man
has probably more than 2 tattoos, but the 2 in particular. And when I was told about these tattoos, I was like, if I was a woman, like they're both kind of objectionable.
I'm there. I'm so excited for what's going to happen.
They're both kind of objectionable, but in very different ways. And I was curious, like, which one would you? I know what you're going to say, but I really want to know what women are going to say.
Okay. So do you have photos of these tattoos?
I do not have photos of the exact tattoos. I have very close, comparable things.
Okay, let me recap. I just want to make sure I got the parameter. So there's a woman, she's dating a man. This man has 2 tattoos that are visible that we know of that are kind of red flags. And so you're going to describe both tattoos, and you ask me which one is worse than the other, and then we're going to ask women.
I'm going to go ahead and send out the link.
God, I hope my internet.
And we're going to get some people backstage. And I'm going to show everyone at the same time.
This or that tattooed. Wow, this is a lot of work that you put into this. I mean,
I know. This is more than we
no,
usually
it's
do.
because like you got now that you've got like you're having an ad read on an actual real podcast.
Well,
and so okay.
No, I mean, I really like these guys, and I just like what they do, and they're what you call, Bruce, independent media.
Well, and they're also, and listen, are they influencing you on a passion to do your thing? That's great. I think that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I the reason I do this is because I like it, and I like talking to you.
You like me. You like me.
I like you, and I like talking to you, and I thought it would be fun, and that's the reason we do it, because it's fun. Like, I don't care,
it is.
but these guys started very much the same way you and I did. Right now, they're in a very different space. They're independent media. They go and they cover news events. They do interviews. I
don't think they're talking about pooping in buckets or jacking
you and
off.
I are talking about pooping in buckets.
Yeah.
Recreational nose blowing and
right.
But
it is. I did pick up the same sort of. I did listen to some of their show. I'm like, yeah, I could see why Dan likes this, because it's kind of like this show.
Yeah, I mean, it's. They're both smart guys. They're very charismatic, and they're good at what they do, and they present things in such a way that I don't know. Like, I just really like how I don't always agree. I don't agree with everything. I don't agree with everything they say. Of course not. But
yeah,
I differ with them on some things. But I really like their approach, and what it is now these days is they're intellectually honest, which is the most rare thing now. Like, they're not doing it for the money. They're not doing it because they're told what to say.
Yeah.
They really believe what they say. They're passionate about it.
I mean, anything that the person feels truly in their heart, then that's authentic. That's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be authentic.
All right, so we have one person.
So here we go. This or that tattoo edition. And now you're going to bring people into the backstage.
Okay, so here's Christina. You remember her.
Okay, we remember Christina. Hi, Christina.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so we're going to have several people. But we're going to start with Christina. And okay, so here's the scenario.
All right.
Right? You're dating a guy, and he's got these 2 tattoos. And I would like to know. Now, look, they may both be deal breakers. I want to know which one is more of a deal breaker.
Okay? So you're going to ask her first?
No, I'm going to ask you guys at the same time. I'm going to show you.
Okay. All right. We'll riff, I guess.
We're going to riff, and I'm going to show you the tattoos.
Oh, God.
And we're going to just see what comes. Okay, so here's the first tattoo. A tattoo of his ex-girlfriend topless. Now, it's blurred out a bit.
Yeah, there's titties there.
But, like,
let's see the other one. I gotta see both of them right off the bat.
I know. Hold on.
Yeah,
Before I get to the other one, here, you know what? Fine. Here.
I gotta see both of them. Ooh.
Okay, so now hold on. I know Bruce is going to say the Confederate flag.
Why? You don't know that.
I do. But now hear me out. My take, and I want to know Christina because she's a woman, like I'm a guy.
Yeah,
the pragmatic take is while the Confederate flag is not my thing, and it could signify other problematic beliefs. It could. Actually, for me, the girl is worse because the judgment that is required, the lack thereof, to get a tattoo of your ex-girlfriend topless is way worse than the judgment of.
Can I ask a question? Is this guy in Florida? Like, what kind of is it? A Southern guy we're talking about here?
I think so. So, Christina, what is your thought?
Yeah, I got to go to Christina on this, man, because Dan, me and you are chicks.
Which one is more objectionable?
The girl is more objectionable because it's super offensive to her. And I realize what the Confederate flag stands for and stuff, but it's more common. The guy could be a Dukes of Hazzard fan. He could be from the South. That is the naked woman is an actual woman.
No, but this was his ex-girlfriend. He didn't do this out of hate or anything. Like I wouldn't say it's offensive to her, but it is, to me, it shows very bad judgment.
Yes, I agree. So if I had to walk around with somebody with either of these tattoos, obviously I prefer neither, but I choose the Confederate flag over boobs.
No, I'm saying you're dating a guy. So you're with me on this. The naked woman would be more objectionable than the Confederate.
Yes.
Okay. All right. hold on. I have one more guest. This is Maddie.
Hey.
Maddie.
Hey,
Maddie
Maddie.
is Maddie's young. She's like 24, 23, recent college grad.
Yeah.
So we're very different point of view. You're dating a guy, and he has these two tattoos. One is of his ex-girlfriend who's topless,
God.
and one is of the Confederate flag. Which one is more objectionable?
The girl topless, absolutely. Like, if I'm dating him, I only want him thinking about me. And if he has someone tatted on him of somebody else, no.
Yeah, see that's my thought too. Like the Confederate flag, like you can shit on the person and say, oh, the guy's a dipshit and he's this and he's racist. That may all be true, right?
Yeah.
That may all be true. But to get a tattoo of an actual person, other than like your kid or something.
Yeah, it's like somebody that
Topless?
he was close to too. Like, it's not like a random like Hooters.
Yeah.
Trip. Like this.
It's
is like-
also it's not like it's not like Pam Anderson from Barbed Wire or something. It's that's a real that's an IRL person.
So Bruce, am I correct that you find the Confederate flag worse?
Well, I think you handpicked this crew to make me look bad.
No, I didn't. I swear.
You don't look bad.
I didn't. I didn't know what they would
There's no
say.
good choice.
No, there's no. There's
Hey,
no.
here's the thing. Here's my ruling on this. I mean, they're both horrible. And I mean, I wouldn't know what it's like to be a woman and to date a guy, what that would be like to walk around like this, right? So you try to think, okay, you got to put yourself in that space, right? So let's both of these tattoos are visible. So you're walking around like one's on the, like you can't hide one, right?
I have one more. This is
Oh
Shelby.
God, another
also,
one.
Also young, 24 years old.
Oh God.
Okay, I'm just trying to get different perspectives.
Sure, yeah, totally random.
It is random. I swear to you, I don't know what these people are going to say.
Bunch of Florida chicks. Sure, bring it up. What else we got?
Christina's not from Florida.
Bruce, I got no pre-show notes. No pre-show notes.
Nothing. Did I tell you guys anything about this?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shelby, the background. You're dating a guy. He's got these two tattoos. One is his ex-girlfriend topless. One is the Confederate flag. Which one is more objectionable?
Confederate flag.
Oh, all right. Bruce has a. All right. Okay. I want honesty. Interesting.
The ex-girlfriend boobs is bad. Real bad though.
Real bad.
Yeah.
It's
All right,
real
so
bad.
It's a hard choice and one.
So Shelby's coming at this from an angle of, okay, it's disturbing that he did this about his ex-girlfriend, but it shows he loves his ex-girlfriend. Whereas the Confederate flag could mean other things that are problematic.
Yeah, okay, here's my take on this. And by the way, I appreciate all the ladies coming in here and giving their opinions on this really horrible choice. Here's the thing. I know, okay, so the thing of this with me is that's the ex-girlfriend, and he got a tattoo of the ex-girlfriend, we're assuming, during the relationship with her consent. It was a loving gesture, even though that is a bad tattoo. But you know what I mean?
I challenge you guys. All right.
I think it's a loving gesture. I mean, it's
how
they were in a relationship
the man
together,
logic?
and hold on, they were in the relationship together, and he got this tattoo of her, and she probably thought it was cool, and he thought it was cool, and then it's right. Is that what's going on?
I don't know the backstory. All I know is he's got these tattoos.
Why would you get a tattoo of an ex-girlfriend after you broke up with them?
It was a loving gesture. Yes.
Okay,
It's
that's
like,
what I
did
want to know.
he just get implants? And he's like, "Oh, you get implants? I'm going to get a tattoo."
Look at those nice big titties. I'm gonna get a fucking tattoo of you.
Because I don't know. This doesn't say love to me. This says creepy.
Well, from the point of view of a guy, and assuming this guy's young.
Yeah, from the point of view of a guy, we love that. We do like that.
I know.
This
I
seems
mean,
like
I
one
think
that's
it's
a little bit more romantic in idea
Ugh.
than execution. You know, the execution, you just got to step back afterwards and realize that was a bad mistake.
So, but here's why I
mean,
bring this up.
girls-
Here's why I bring this
would
up.
you be flattered if your boyfriend got that tattoo?
No.
No,
Absolutely
not at all.
I would feel violated.
I would feel totally violated, and I would dump him.
Hey, look at this, honey. I got your big old titties right here, and
Or new ones. I got your new ones.
Yeah. Yeah,
like a
it's true.
surprise.
I do need the backstory. Like, is he a changed man now?
Oh my God.
Like,
I would love it
I
if he
know,
came
I
home.
know nothing about this guy. This was a story told to me,
Oh my
and
God.
I immediately go to which one's worse? Like that's more
Okay,
my
but
brain.
here's my ruling on this. The thing is that okay, it's a bad judgment call that he got a picture of her with the titties and all this, but it was done with the intent of, you know what, I love my girlfriend, even though I wouldn't even get a girl's name tattooed. And you see, that's what I was going with this. This is super common for dudes to get the chick's name tattooed on. It's a bad move, right? And the chicks do it too. Chick will get a dude's name tattooed. Bad move. It's always like a name in cursive or something like that, whatever. But that's super common. And I know a lot of people who have it and would just be like, yeah, it is an ex-girlfriend. She's a bitch now, but whatever. It's the name, whatever. But I could make an argument that this horrible boob tattoo and the script tattoo come from the same place of, you know what, I love my girlfriend, I'm going to get this tattoo. Whereas the Confederate flag tattoo is extremely problematic because it shows, I mean, I don't even need to get into it. Do I really?
What if he's just a Dukes of Hazzard fan and
He's not a fucking Dukes of Hazzard fan if he's getting this
Bruce,
fucking
get
flag.
into it. Come on. Lay it.
Bruce,
What?
how do you know that, Bruce? Have you ever lived
The
in
guy
the
was
South?
a Dukes of Hazzard fan. It would say 01, it would say orange, and have a picture of the General Lee.
General Lee.
This is a racist ass tattoo all day long.
Bruce,
It
have you
is.
lived in the South? Have you ever lived in
What?
the South?
Yeah, I mean, Shelby's from here, and she can attest that not everybody who's into that stuff is like a
Yes, they
raging.
are. Dan and
It's
Shelby.
not
but
100.
Everyone
you'll
that
see
has this
the occasional
tattoo
person
is a
cross,
racist.
There's a fine line in my experience.
There is.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Now, it is. You
gray,
should never
hazy
get
look.
it. You should never get it tattooed. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there are people who are into that who I would not describe it. I know people personally who are into that. I think it's weird, but I would not describe them as racist.
Well, that's where we differ in opinion, because that's a racist ass tattoo all day long.
No, not the tattoo.
It is.
If you're that dedicated to it, most likely.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Well, you're outvoted though, Bruce. You're outvoted, man.
Well, I know. Clearly, you stacked the deck. You got a bunch of Florida chicks that will come, and thank God for
No,
the
there's
young.
one.
I'm from
Maddie's-
California, Bruce.
Whatever.
Maddie's like
I'm a
Northern
Yankee.
California. She's close to where you used to pee on walls and stuff. What's the name
What,
of that
in
wall?
San Francisco?
San Francisco.
I'm a
Respect.
Yankee. I'm in New York
So-
State.
Maddie,
Okay.
Bruce played in a band in the 90s and they performed there a lot. And where was that? What was that area you used to live in?
The Tenderloin?
Oh, you lived in the Tenderloin, Bruce?
Fuck yeah, and the Mission.
And you
I'm
made
from
it
the
out alive.
streets.
Yeah, you are.
And I don't have no tattoo of a girl with her titties, that's for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got some questionable tattoos, but no, I mean, in all seriousness, that's a Sophie's choice. That's a tough choice, man.
It is.
They're both fucking super bad. Like, I can't even imagine being a woman and walking around and like, yeah, this is my boyfriend. I'm gonna introduce you to some family friends at the cookout. Oh, and then they're gonna look and see like, well, there's a big old titties. That's my ex-girlfriend. Whatever. And that's a Confederate flag. It's heritage, not hate. Okay, yeah. They're
I
both
don't think
very
the boob
bad.
tattoo could be saved, even if he added a pink ribbon to it for breast cancer awareness. That's horrible.
There's a way to fix the boob tattoo. There is.
No.
You get a black bikini top put on her. Problem solved. Right? I mean,
Oh my God.
or you get like the black. You know how they get blackout tattoos now? Like that's the thing. A lot of people have like their whole fucking arm is in black or whatever. Like, yeah, check out my blackout tattoo. And I'm like, you're just like covering up everything. Whatever.
Yeah, I still.
But I love having these ladies to give their opinion
Yeah, I like the
on these
perspective.
tattoos. This is fantastic that you put together this stellar
And by
panel.
the way, the one of us from the most redneck area said the Confederate flag was worse. That's Shelby.
Absolutely.
Shelby's from the same town.
I see a lot
as
of it. I think that's why I see there are a lot of people where in my hometown.
Shelby,
that
how old are you?
wave the flag proudly.
She's 24, 25.
So you're 24 and you see probably dudes on the regular with this tattoo, or maybe it's on the back of their truck and whatnot.
Definitely not tattoos, but like apparel, like hats on
Oh.
their trucks. It's like, yeah, it's very common.
Whereas Shelby
Ugh.
grew up in the town where the electric chair is in Florida. Like, it's where Ted Bundy got fried.
Yeah.
Like, it is the asshole of the state. No
God
offense.
damn.
I should know. I live there
Yeah.
too.
Place.
Wow. And okay, that's a very interesting this or that. That's tough, man. So we've got Dan thinks that the Confederate flag is no problem, and
I
neither
did not
do
say
Tootie
that.
thinks
I did not
no
say
problem
that.
whatsoever.
No.
We're glad that, hey, mom and dad, check this out. No problem.
Yeah. Hey, Jewish parents. Look what I got.
Just like,
No. I, it's not that there's no problem. It's just that
dude. No, I'm
in
just
my
fucking with you
mind,
guys.
I
I'm
know.
fucking with you. I know.
the lack of judgment to get a person topless, it is just
It's a pretty bad look. Look, I've got a lot of tattoos, and some of them have lack of judgment, but nothing close to like this, But like,
Imagine if this guy has kids and the first day he takes his kid to kindergarten.
yeah, the titties is bad. Like, there's no, you know what? The more I think about it, the titties is real bad. But I'm not a chick, I mean, I don't like. That's rough, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, what if I was dating a chick and she's got like a picture? This is my ex, and it's got this big old schlong like right on him. You know what I mean?
No woman would ever.
No
do
woman
that.
would do that.
Ever. Never.
That's
Never.
true. They don't really. You guys don't really fixate on genitalia the way that we do.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
don't.
it's kind of gross.
Well, I appreciate everyone taking part in this segment.
Thank you so much,
I'm
by the way,
pleased
and it's a pleasure meeting you guys.
welcome to the Heeb Goy show.
Welcome to Heeb Goy. I'm the
Tell
Goy.
your
And,
friends.
and please come back. Dan will have other highly inappropriate questions to ask everybody involved.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to hear. And it is really cool to hear people's opinion on that too.
Yeah.
All
Thanks
right,
for
Paul.
having me.
Thanks for having us, Dan.
All right, talk to y'all later.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
I did like that, Dan.
So,
you know what?
yeah,
Good job putting that together.
When I heard this story, my brain just like, whoa, two terrible things. Like, which one's worse? And like I know you say that the Confederate flag is worse, but you can admit an argument can be made. At least you would admit an argument can be made that the naked lady's worse, just because of the judgment that it would take.
I can, but at the same time, I slightly lean into the argument that, look, here's what I'll say. If it was a picture of Pam Anderson or some random chick with her titties out, right? Just
Right.
like a naked sort of that same picture, but he doesn't know her. It's kind of like a celebrity, or maybe it's a porn star, something like that. And it's titties like that. Hands down, that's 10 times worse. I'm telling you the fact that he knew that chick, they were in love, and of course, it's not the way I would do it, but people get their names tattooed or whatever, and it shows a sign of love, Like, oh, I love you, honey. I got a picture of you and the boobs that I love to fuck so much, whatever. There they are, whatever. So that shows in his fucked up head, he's like, I love her. I'm doing this.
See, I disagree with you.
The Confederate flag is like, that's a hate sign.
I think oddly, I would find the Pam Anderson tattoo less bad, because at least you could say I'm just a huge Pam Anderson fan, and you never in life regret it. I mean, you would regret it, but for different reasons. Whereas if you get a tattoo of your ex, and that's a whole different level of regret. Saying, well, I'm not a Baywatch fan anymore.
That's tough. But I mean, whether it's a Baywatch chick or your ex, I've seen people when you're getting titties tattooed on you, and there's different styles too. I've seen lots of dudes that have like the very traditional old style, like Sailor Joe, whatever they're fucking called, where it's like a crude outline, almost a cartoonish sailor chick of boobs and stuff like that. Well, that's fine. But those are like photorealistic, fucking like, that's rough, man.
This story fascinated me.
That is a great story.
Because I was like, if I was the girl, I'm telling you, like I thought about it. I'm like, look, the Confederate flag is bad. I'm not saying it's good, but in a weird way, I think the naked lady's worse, just because, like I said, like
I will say that if you're in Florida, you can get. I memean, look, it's culturally where you're at, right? If you're in Florida and this is your boyfriend and you're the chick and you're walking around, and he's got a. I mean, you probably can't shake a stick around without hitting some dude that's got a Confederate flag tattoo on his body somewhere. It's probably super common. So it's like if so. Look, I'm serious. So if you're a girl and you're in the South and you date a dude who's got the Confederate flag, I mean,
it's certainly more common here than it would be.
So, like,
if
that same situation, that guy's walking around in San Francisco, it ain't flying, bro. I'm telling you right now, it ain't.
No, I know that, but it doesn't change what I'm saying. Like even if, well, I was gonna say even if you had a swastika, but that
it does change what you're saying if that's your boyfriend and you're in Florida, or if that's your boyfriend and you're in California.
What if it's a swastika? Then no matter what, it's worse.
The swastika, you know what? That's a really strange topic.
So here's a question. Bruce. The swastika is worse than the Confederate flag. Would you agree?
100%.
Okay. All right. Okay. So how much worse? Like,
I mean, it's tough to put a grayscale on that, but it's pretty fucking bad. The thing about the swastika is, and I've seen dudes like this too. Okay, I'm a big believer in like second chances and all that. And, you know, if you go to jail, you should be able to do your time and come out a reformed person and do all that. This is a tricky situation because a lot of people, and as you look, do you watch a lot of TV? I don't think you do. All these like crime dramas and movies where guys go to jail. To survive, they have to join the Aryan Brotherhood. And to survive, They have to hang around white dudes. And to survive, you might wind up with a couple Swazis on you or stuff like this just to fucking survive. And I can't even imagine what that would be like. And I see dudes walking around at the I live in Arizona. There are dudes that I see, not on the regular, but it's not uncommon that every once in a while, probably once a month, I see a guy with a swastika tattoo, right? Whoa. And if I see once a month, I see a guy with a swastika tattoo, but it's always in this aspect. He's always an ex-con, always. And you could tell ex-con tattoos, Dan, they're always black and white, you know, blue. They're never colored, and they're always like totally crude. And there's going to be, you could tell, right? This guy did a long time in jail. He's got a couple swastikas on him, AB, Aryan Brotherhood, whatever. And same thing. Mexican guys will have, you know, the sort of like MS-13 tattoos, whatever. And they do it. But I don't even know what that's like to be like, okay, imagine doing your time and then you get out. You did that to survive, and then you get out. Now you're walking around with this. It's like, dude, you got to do something.
Well, so let me ask you a question. Let's say Bruce gets drugged, held down against his will. Would you rather?
Okay, hold on. This is what?
Bruce is drugged. You get chloroformed. You get detained and held against your will, and you are told that you have to choose either a swastika tattoo like on your butt where no one will see it, or Confederate flag on your shoulder.
Is it like a girl with the dragon tattoo scenario where you get in trouble for covering it up?
No. You can cover it up. Like once you walk out of there, you go about your life. The swastika on your ass would never be seen by anybody. But
I'm getting the Confederate flag. I'm getting the Confederate flag tattoo,
even though it's visible.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. The swastika is very. I mean, that would haunt my dreams, bro. Huh?
Yeah. There's no coming back from that.
That would haunt my dreams. Like that. It's just like a level of evil that's just
swastika tattoo is it. You have. It's over.
Yeah, that's rough, dude.
Like, the Confederate flag, I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't like it, but I don't care that much. But the swastika, I find that a little scary, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That was a good segment.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you got going on, man? So you, I know you got asked back to the job. You told them thanks, but no thanks.
So after I talked about last podcast about doing the job and
other things,
yeah,
T-shirts.
We talked about how much money I get. We're trying to do the math. The check shows up in the mail, Dan. It was more than what we thought for whatever reason. I don't know what it was. It was like, it turned out to be like $440, $440, and I'm like, okay, it still sucks. It's still not enough, and I'm not doing it again. But what I text, what the viewer doesn't know is that, as soon as I got back from that, they texted me like, hey, would you be interested in doing this again? And of course, to me, the real answer is like, no, immediately no. But I just out of curiosity, so the text read, hey, what would you be interested in coming back again? We need someone to do some reclaiming, which is a kind of a dirty job, but at least you're back there. You're just playing with a hose, doing with water. It's kind of hot and sticky and just. It's brainless, though, which is what I want. But then it said, you're doing a little reclaiming and some printing and some other things.
Yeah.
And we know damn well that some other things meant me going out with a pile driver and putting up signs in 113-degree heat.
150 degrees.
Yeah. And I was instantly like, no. I told her I'm not. She's like, would you be interested in doing it again sometime? And at this point, I feel like a hot chick that's turning down a dude like in steps. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'm a little busy for the next couple
It's
months.
not you, it's me. Right.
Yeah, it because definitely was first like, I'm kind of busy. So whatever they could. But what I want to talk about now is okay, there's this thing called colon guard. It's where you poop in a thing and you send it off to the company.
I've done it. It's the best feeling on earth.
Okay. I need to talk about this a little bit. So Colon Guard is a company that
Guard.
What are they called?
Guard.
Guard.
There's no N. Yeah.
And it's a way that you can get your poop screening for colon cancer without getting the dreaded camera up the butt that most dudes seem to dread.
Right.
And look, it's I don't dread it, but I understand why a lot of dudes that are 50 that are like, I'm not doing that. Like my dad's 80 and he's like, I've never had a camera up my butt and I'll never get a camera up my butt. And I don't care if it kills me.
I don't care about the camera. I just hate the prep.
Yeah, the prep's very bad. But anyway, so when I was 50, they were like, you need to go get this done, the camera up the butt. And I was not happy about it at all, like every other dude. But I got cancer in my family, so I'm so scared of it. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And you're right, the prep was really bad. It made you poop like fucking crazy. You couldn't eat. It was this whole thing, whatever. But I got it done. And then so at the time, I'm 56 now. So when I got it done when I was 50, it came back super clean. They're like, it's great. We removed 1 or 2 polyps. No big deal. You're good for the next 10 years. I'm like, are you sure? They're like, yeah. The way the technology is like, you get the camera up your butt. We give you all these great pictures. We did the test with the polyps, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to come back to your 60. I'm like, great. So I had like a checkup recently. And the guy is like, it's a different doctor. This guy that I had the thing was with a special. So now it's just some random shitty doctor that with my shitty Obamacare that like nobody cares about. Like the healthcare system, they don't give a shit about you. It's like, whatever. So I go in there and the guy goes, okay, let's do blood tests on you. Let's do this on you. And how old are you? And I'm like 56. He's like, let's do the Colo Guard on you. And I'm like, I don't need that. I was given a clean bill of health with the butt stuff as far as the next 10 years. He's like, yeah, I don't know about all that. I'm going to get you the Colo Guard. And I'm like, oh, whatever.
So you had never done that before?
I'd never done the Colo Guard before. I had the real thing. By the way, the Colo Guard, it barely, it doesn't cover, it's not a real checkup, right?
So, so I know a bit about this. Colo Guard is not intended for people with history of cancer in their family. So you should not be getting that.
Right. So, so let me ask you this. Before we even get into this, Dan, is Colo Guard as a company, maybe you could check it out and go, are they doing well? Is it like something that somebody is?
I don't know, but it's odd that they would give that to you. Like I said, I got it because I don't have any history of cancer, of colorectal cancer. So they gave it to me. And
the reason that they did it for me is because it's a shitty healthcare system, and I'm just in some random. They're just throwing shit at me. Like, this guy doesn't give a fuck. He's like, oh, it's your health. We're going to give you a blood test. We're going to do this test. He's just throwing every test at me just to cover his own ass, whatever. I get it. So, okay.
So the thing comes in the mail.
Okay, so here's what
I did this 2 years ago, man. It was the most. I had so much fun. I told you about this.
You did, but here's the thing. You know about my history about me going to festivals and shitting in buckets.
Of course, yes. This should be no big deal.
Well, but here, okay.
For you, this is nothing. This is like Thursday.
It's a cakewalk, right? I guess there's something interesting to say about this because there's a part of it that is a big deal. So the thing comes in the mail, and I'm like reading the instructions about it, and I didn't know too much about this whole thing and whatever. So it shows up, and I'm kind of like, I kind of don't want to do this. I'm a little upset. I'm salty about it because not only do I not want to do it, I'm thinking I'm going to get because I've got health coverage from Obamacare, whatever. But in my head, I'm thinking I'm going to send this in, whatever. I'm going to get a bill. I know somehow I'm going to get a bill that says you need to pay $60 for this, even though you know how health insurance is. It sucks.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you to hold that thought. We have a tiebreaker on our tattoo question.
Why? There's another chick that came in?
Yes, I got another chick.
We're on camera, Dan. I'm
Wait
not
a minute.
Hello to
ready.
Weldon. You don't have to be on camera. You can hit stop cam.
No,
You can.
Hi,
you'll
Weldon.
be
How
able
are
to-
you?
You'll be able
How
to
are
see this
you?
and comment.
I know
So-
you.
Bruce
You know
is
me?
from- yeah, he was from Bad Human Behavior.
Bad
Yeah.
human behavior. That's what it was.
I'm the one
Yes.
who fucking destroyed that group.
Yeah, he did. He did. He blew it up. He blew it up. All right,
Okay,
so
I'm
this is
choosing this
sorry,
or that.
Weldon.
yeah. So okay, so
Oh
here's
my
the
God.
scenario. You're dating a guy,
Oh my god.
and he's got 2 tattoos, and I want to know which one of these is more objectionable. Okay.
Oh God. Okay.
So the first tattoo is his ex-girlfriend topless.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
ex-girlfriend.
let me just zoom in because that's some ugly.
I mean, it's dithered.
It's
This is-
held out. They
it's
held out the
pixelated.
titties.
yeah, it's pixelated.
so the
this
tits.
is
So the
this is
tits
not
won't
the
be.
yeah.
The
This
tits
is
won't be a sloppy mess. They'll be normal.
no. They would be normal tits.
Okay.
This is the
tits.
tattoo. This tattoo is an example. This is not the. This is a real story. Okay. And,
It's a real
but
story, but Dan found these pictures just
I
on the
found
internet.
pictures that are not the actual person.
Okay.
Obviously. Okay. That's the
close.
first one. The
Okay.
second tattoo.
Okay, Weldon. So
Which
Dan,
one is-
which
one
one?
is
Which one is
more-
the more objectionable?
More
which
objectionable.
which one is
flag.
the deal breaker?
Wait.
Say that again.
The flag.
Oh yeah.
Where
Shit.
where are these located on this
Oh,
man's
I don't know.
body?
I don't know the.
Let's. So
yeah.
the thing is, with
Yeah.
they're both
assume,
visible. They're,
assume the same.
yeah.
Assume
They're both like visible.
I
Leg,
can look
calf,
if
arm.
if the tits don't look jacked up like that. I could look at that. I can't look at that one on the right.
See,
Wow. Look, that's not
okay, so you're
Weldon.
with Bruce on this. So my opinion was
Weldon.
as disturbing as the flag is,
Right.
getting a tattoo of a human being topless that is not like, and you know the thing with tattoos, like you never get another person unless it's your
Never.
kid or something permanent. You wouldn't do topless, obviously, but like to
So
me, it shows
you're saying the decision making.
the error of judgment to
Yeah.
do that. It's one thing if it was just your name or something, like okay, but like, yeah. So you're with Bruce, okay, fair
I'm
enough.
not even, and I wasn't even the slightest bit conflicted about it.
No, see, Weldon.
Interesting. Okay.
Weldon's like me. It was like a hard. Here's the thing, and the thing that did it for me is when he got, and I asked right off the bat with this question. I'm like, did he get the tattoo of the ex-girlfriend when they were together, and it was a thing of consent, and it was a thing of like, hey, look
Yeah.
at this. Like it's a bad decision, but it was made out of I love you. I'm going to get a tattoo
And she went
of
with
you
him
and your.
or whatever.
Hey, I'm going to
Yeah.
get a tattoo of you and your gorgeous titties because I love
Right.
you so much. You know.
Right.
And that's a bad decision, but at least you could say it's out of love.
It's a place of love. It's not.
The one
Yeah,
on the
okay.
right is a place of
That
hate,
is-
no matter
that
how
is
you cut it.
that is fair. I'm totally
Yeah.
fine with that. For the
Well-
record, we had 3 other women chime in. 2 were on my side, 1 was on Bruce's side. So it
So
ends
now
up being
it's
a
all
tie.
square.
Now it's all square.
Well
Yeah.
done. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I had to get your take. So I appreciate your time.
All right. Love you
Bye-bye.
guys. See ya.
Love you too.
Okay, that's nice. Can we get back to my shitting in
Yeah,
the
no,
box story?
I wanted
All right.
like she was the other one I asked, and she's already.
No, she's great. I
Okay.
love it. I
So
love it.
the box shows up, and you're like, and a man who goes into the woods and shits in a bucket on the regular is
Look, I shit-
conflicted about whether he
Yes.
wants to shit in
Okay,
a bucket
okay.
in his house.
So Dan, okay, so I didn't know anything about this company, whatever, but the box shows up, and I'm like, okay. Now, you're right. Like, unlike most people, I do not have a problem with sort of interacting with my own poop, because, like most people, they poop and it goes in the water, and their whole life they never would interact with their own poop unless it's underwater, right? And so. Anyway, okay, so the thing shows up and I read the instructions. I don't read the instructions because I'm a typical dude. I won't read instructions. I watched the video on it. And the video was like, hi, here's what you do. Dan, I was blown away that these were the instructions. I had no idea. I thought what you're supposed to do is take this dump and you put the dump and, you know, like you've done it. You put this liner in the toilet and you dump in this like coffee can kind of a thing. And I thought, this is what I thought. You dump in the coffee can thing, and then you take like a COVID test, a tiny sample of it, and put it in a little thing and send it off, and that's that. I was fucking horrified to learn that you're supposed to take this big coffee filled with a full stool, like you know how it is when you're going. You're not cutting it in half mid.
Mm-mm.
The whole load is going in there,
Yes.
and it's just then you put like the lid on it. Then you're supposed to take this whole thing, and then you're supposed to not only mail them the entire coffee can with this massive load, you're also supposed to take a little sample of it,
Yes.
put it in a little tube,
Yes.
add a little chemical, put it up,
Right,
and then
right.
put both of those things and mail it off.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Right. I did it. Yeah.
I didn't know this, and I thought this was horrifying. Okay,
You
this
did.
is that was a deal breaker for me right off the bat. I'm
You
like,
didn't do
okay,
it?
no, I didn't do it. But here's the real reason I didn't do it. Along with the fact that I thought I was going to get billed. You're going to laugh at this. One
You're
of
not
the
gonna
real
get billed. What are you talking about?
Dan, that's how it works with me. I get a bill. I just know I'm going to get a bill.
If they
Even
send
though they
you
say,
the
"Oh,
code,
you won't
they-
get billed. You
listen,
won't
if
get
they
billed."
sent you the thing that means
I
you're
don't
not getting
believe them.
billed.
I know I'm going to. I've had people tell me to my face, "This is a free test. You won't get billed," and then I get a bill. So
Okay.
I'm like, "Fuck this." The real horror show of this whole situation that was turned me the fuck off was like I'm reading the instructions, and it's like, okay, poop in this big ass coffee can, gross. Put the thing in the thing, do that with all that, put it all back in the box. I'm like, that's pretty gross, but
And
I
then
can get
take
over with
it to
that.
the UPS store and hand it off.
Dan, here's the problem. On the side of the box, it says colon blue or whatever the fuck it says, right? It's a white box with the logo on it. You know what it is, right?
Wisconsin.
So then there's no way to mail it out. That's like you can like put it in the mailbox or drop it off at the
so
USPS.
you knew. So when you handed off to the UPS store guy, you knew that he would know you took a shit in that box.
Here's the problem I have with the whole situation, which is why I asked whether this company is doing well. Because at some point in the process with this whole thing, I'm handing a box of my own feces to another human being. Here you go. And the other human being absolutely knows what's in that box.
Yeah.
The other human being knows that I'm handing them a box of my shit. And Dan, I can't do it. Dan, I can't treat.
Take it a step further, Bruce.
Dan, I can't do that.
Hold on. Take it a step further. It is somebody's job to open that box.
I wanted to talk about this.
Side,
Yes, Dan, okay, this is why I have a lot to talk about with the colon. Okay.
Okay.
So that was the whole reason that I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, at least they should make the box like plain, or figure out a way.
Viagra, right?
Yeah, they should figure out a way that I can deliver it without having to hand it to another. Maybe do it like anonymously, or they got to figure something out. But I'm not handing They might as well have something big, like the poop emoji that says "my shit," and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going? Here you go."
So here's this. I'm reading it right now. This is direct from their website. The company is called Exact Sciences. They've been in business since 1995.
I want to know if they're doing well.
Listen, quote. This is a direct quote. Specimen Processing Associates at Exact Sciences in Madison, Wisconsin, open the kits that are shipped from patients. The kits contain stool samples, and sometimes people accidentally or intentionally include other items in the box.
No.
What the fuck? Wait. Some people accidentally or intentionally include other items? What?
I'm bloody tampon, like corn.
So
Maybe somebody put.
We have found your calling, my friend. We have found it. We found your calling. You know what it is?
The guy who takes the poop. Okay, no, I need to talk about this part.
That's your calling. Specimen Processing Associate.
No, so
that is what they call it.
I know, but then I want to talk about this. So that was the reason I'm not doing it. Then I started thinking about it more. I'm like, okay. So then it goes to whatever this huge company is, and I know the way companies work. I know that the doctors that they employ, the scientists that they employ, who do the actual testing and stuff, I'm sure they're the highest paid dudes in that company. And I'm sure there's a way for them to do it. There's like a sheet of glass and they put their hand in those gloves, right?
So listen.
But somewhere, let me finish. Somewhere, the lowest paid job in this company is when the boxes come in. And I don't know anything about it, I'm guessing. The boxes come in, there's a dude's job that has to unscrew the fucking lid of that thing.
And deal directly with the shit.
There's a person somewhere along the line, first lowest on the fucking ladder, that has to open up the box, take out the shit, and that person then has to take a spoon and smear it on a fucking piece of glass or whatever the fuck they do. But that person has to, imagine they go to the job all day long and, hey, honey, how was work? I'm like, 8 hours of smearing shit on glass. I make $13 an hour, right?
So, it's funny.
Dude, I can't even, horror of that, Dan.
Bruce, in 2 seconds,
oh my God,
I have done a search.
This
Here is
rough.
a job posting for a weekend clinical lab processing associate.
But they make that
34,000
sound nice.
34,000 a year, which is
That is nothing.
That's a
Hold
starvation
on.
wage. That's a
Hold
starvation
on.
wage. Okay.
34K a year?
Starvation wage. All right.
Oh, that's
Hold
not
on.
a living.
Qualifications: self-motivation with a results-driven approach, ability to work in a fast-paced team environment,
Wow.
strong critical thinking. Okay.
Doesn't say dealing with shit anywhere on the fucking thing. Bunch of
Responsible for
nonsense.
performing day-to-day operations of the specimen processing department, not including but not limited to lab productivity and process line support, such as accessioning, processing, automation, basically handling shit and cleaning up.
Yeah, but do you know the way they use that word salad to just fucking get as far away as they can from
ability
the
to
reality?
perform repetitive motions. Oh my God,
Dude.
Bruce.
So you open up the coffee can every single day, and you get like a spoon, and you take a big heap of like it's a fucking thing of pudding, and you fucking thing out of someone's stool.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday,
Bro.
6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. 12 hours. 12 hours.
Imagine the heat. That box gets shipped in the back of a hot UPS truck, and it's fucking. It gets there, and you open that up, and it's hot
Bruce.
strangers shit.
Bruce.
Oh damn.
This is unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. There's just no way.
The fact that they find so many ways to say you're gonna put your hand in shit. They spend like how many fucking words is this? Like
but I mean, you're probably of course you're wearing a mask and you're wearing a protection.
Gloves,
you're wearing blue gloves, and you can wear all the shit you want, but you are dealing with poop on a fucking on a personal level. And I've made this argument passionately from the get-go.
Bruce, do you have a high level of professionalism in a written and verbal communications? I don't think you could do this job.
I mean, I have. Can I say one more thing?
You got to maintain documentation. This is what they want.
Imagine the piece of paper. It's got like poo smeared on the paper. Oh,
$34,000 a year,
dude. They should put another 0 on the end of that to deal with another person's shit. Oh, that is just horrifying. I couldn't stop thinking about this whole thing from the top down.
Look at this one. Lab processing exception handler. What is exception? It's like
they're just coming up with another word for duty.
No. Exception means something they don't expect. Like if you shove like raccoon shit in there or something.
So not only that, they're gonna want you to like not only deal with the shit, but then you got to fucking fork through it and figure out like I need you to take out the chicken bone that got in there somehow.
If you become the manager, the clinical lab manager, you get $93,000 a year.
You know what? I'd rather be homeless. Just would rather be homeless.
They'll go up to $150 for the right person.
I would just rather live at Slab City in 120-degree temperatures and just fucking smoke meth all day long than to do that job. There ain't no motherfucking way.
Not even the manager?
No. That's disgusting.
Because
it's the same thing. It's the same thing as me handing my box of poop to another human being and looking them in the eye. Another human being. Here's my poop. Why don't you fucking take it off my hands for me? Dude, not doing it. So
look, we joke all the time about the terrible job market and how bad these job descriptions are and how
$34K.
$34,000 a year. Look.
It's not even fucking close. What is that per hour, dude? That's fucking 12.
That is $17 an hour if you work full time. If you work 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, that's $17.
And so it's repetitive. So can you imagine like you go to, bye honey, I'm going to work. And 8 hours you're sitting at a table and it's box after box. You're cracking them open. You open it up. This one's from Arizona, so it's kind of hot. You open it up, you get a whiff, right? And everyone has a different whiff. And like, oh, this guy eats too much cheese, and you get a whiff. And the next one is like, oh, there's something weird in there. I gotta get my tongs and get it out of there. Just disgusting. So let me ask you.
Come on, man.
Is this company
podcast? You got to apply to this job in Wisconsin. You move to Wisconsin. You become the specimen processor. Come on, man. Just think of the material. Like, oh man, there's corn in this one.
Oh, that's just gross. But see, that's why. I mean, you know how you make fun of me for pooping in a bucket when I go to festivals and stuff like. I know you like me. Here's what I always say. I am way, way, way less skeeved out for my own poop than dealing with someone else's poop.
Well, of
right?
course, of course.
So like when you go to you've been to Iron Maiden concerts and whatever. Have you ever been to a porta potty where the poop is breaching the water line?
Yes, yes.
And so you have got to go hover your twig and berries.
I just leave.
But that's what I'm saying. So all right, let me give you an either or. Would you rather poop in a bucket that's just kitty litter and sawdust, and it's your own poop and it falls in the bucket and then you cover it up, but you have to deal with it at some point, or you go to a porta potty which is gross and it has so much poop that it's like a mountain of poop coming out of the fucking blue water.
Oh, I'd poop in the bucket.
And there's
crazy?
Huh?
I don't go into porta potties unless I have to.
Yeah,
and if I do, it's to piss.
So the answer, you'd poop in the bucket.
Yeah.
Because
Dude, I didn't care. Dude, the Cologuard didn't bother me at all.
So
I shit in that thing. I followed the instructions. I
would have done that. No, I didn't have a problem.
I never got a bill.
Bro, I didn't have a problem with pooping in the little thing. I would have done all that. I just thought it was odd.
You didn't want to hand it to the UPS store.
I didn't. That was my main problem was
they don't give a shit. No pun intended.
I still can't. I can't do that. I have too much compassion and empathy toward my fellow human being to hand them a box of my own shit when they know it says, and that's their job. I don't care. I'm not doing that.
Well, no, the UPS store guy, you shouldn't feel bad for. It's the associate, the processing, whatever specimen.
I know, but even though that's grosser to that guy, at least I'm not looking at them in their eyes. You know, I don't know. It's somehow worse.
$34 an hour.
What if you take a little dump
for $34,000
and then you put a little gift for them in there before you close the lid on it, like a little flag, a little toothpick, fucking decoration or something. Have a nice day, little smiley face. Anyway, that's my rant on the colon fucking thing. And, I was like thinking to myself, is this company doing well in business? Because somewhere along the line where they're coming up with the idea.
They must be, man, because that's the company's been around since '95 and they've been doing that Cologuard stuff forever.
But here's the thing. It's a horrifying business model for a lot of reasons. You're asking people to deal with their own feces. You're asking people to hand it over to a UPS guy. Not only that, you're asking people to stick a little Q-tip in there and physically manipulate their own poo, which is very, very gross. I think the reason that it's actually doing well is because of dudes have this thing about putting things in their butts that they would like guys like my dad that would just rather die than ever deal with anything. So as gross as the whole,
I don't think that's it, man.
I think it is. I think people would rather.
You don't have to.
You don't have to get a camera up your butt. People would rather shit in the thing.
You don't have to leave. You don't have to leave your house.
I know, but the results are so different. Like you get a camera put up your butt by a doctor. You're going to find out whether you have cancer or not.
It's fine.
You're going to shit in a bucket and maybe like a 50-50.
Cologuard is fine if you do not have a history of cancer and you are low risk.
I mean, a lot of dudes are, though. I just don't understand. And I was thinking about this. I'm like, why is this company in business? I'm like, I can't even imagine that somewhere along the line of when they're all thinking about this great idea, how they were going to make money, there wasn't like a dude at me going, excuse me, you're asking people to shit in a coffee can, man, and then
they've been around a long time.
I mean,
so clearly, they got people willing to open those fucking boxes
for $34K
for $34,000 a year.
You got to be fucking. That is just outrageous.
That's a starvation wage, Bruce. That's a starvation wage.
What else do I got to talk about? I don't know.
No, we've been going an hour. I mean, that's fine. It's a weeknight. It's here. It's 8:00 here on the East Coast, my friend. What do you got there? You got yourself a little paper bag.
I so one thing says black guy interactions and the other one says volunteering wasteland weekend labor.
Yeah, well, we'll save that for next one. But
yeah,
this was good. Love the either or. Love the either or.
Yeah, the either or was
strong. I need a tie break. I need a tie break.
Just accept that it's a good. I'm happy with the results. You don't need a tie. It's and look, it's a tough. There's a lot of factors. It's not a black and white situation.
No,
you know what I mean? Like it's a tough situation, man. There's a lot of there's a lot of.
No, I thought when I heard the story, man, like I was just like, wow, like imagine like which one of those is worse? Like which one is more? It is a fascinating topic to me. Like I just love that shit. You give me a good either or, and I can go. Like
yeah.
And I don't get a lot of good stories because I work by myself and I'm in.
Well, a quick story. Grotus is on tour. We're in Texas. I hook up with some chick. She brings her friend. The bass player is hooking up with her. I'm hooking up with this one chick. This chick that I'm with, what was her name? Kathy. Super hot, right? She's in Texas. We're in Texas after the show. She's super hot. She's got a gorgeous set of tits, dude. And I just can't wait to get in between them. You know what I mean? And we are ready to go. And we go back to their place. We start messing around. We're talking about one thing or the other. And, bro, she starts dropping the N-bomb like it's nothing. Like, she starts dropping the N-bomb like, yeah, a couple of and you know what,
Are we talking hard R?
Hard R, bro.
Oh.
And I'm a 27-year-old.
Even in the 90s, you couldn't do that.
No. But we're in deep Texas. It's in Dallas. And she starts dropping this. And by the way, here's the self-control I had. I'm on top of her. Like,
Is that like a boner killer?
It was. Like, I had, to quote Elaine Bennis, I had it out. Okay? I had it out, but it wasn't real close to going in, but I was like, we're getting ready, right? I'm looking at the titties. I'm like, this is great. And something snapped in my head, bro. And it was just like, I am done. And I forget what I said, but it got real messy, got real ugly, and I ruined my chances for my bass player. Fuck you, you N lover, and like that, you know, and we got the hell out of there. Yeah. So when you show the picture of, you know, the Confederate flag, like I always think about that story. And it's funny.
At least we agree on one thing. The swastika is way worse.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I couldn't. If I had the swastika tattoo on my ass and it was like, okay, look, you can cover it up. Even if it was like a way to cover it up, I would still know that it's still there. You know what I would do? Skin graft removal. I would. I wouldn't even want that old ink on me. I would say, like, you know what? Take a fucking square of it right here. It's gonna hurt. I can't imagine though. That's rough.
There's no coming back from the swastika. I mean, that's what I was saying. Is like the Confederate flag. You know, there's a 10% chance you're dealing with someone who's not that bad, and maybe they're just a Civil War buff or.
Okay.
Swastika? That's a 0% chance.
Swastika is bad. I was, you know, I want to get a lot more tattoos before I just really ran out of money. I definitely want to get a lot more tattoos. And there are definitely like old sailor style tattoos. Like I was saying before, it's like old kind of crude American style where it's like cartoonish and it's like a whole chick and she's got her titties out. I would get that tattoo in a second.
But that's a random woman. That's not like
it's a random woman, and but it's the whole like that picture that you showed. It had.
Why don't we do Heeb Goy? Why don't we do Heeb Goy, man? I'll do Heeb, you do Goy, and that'll be that.
I don't think I want a Heeb Goy tattoo.
I want another one. I'm just trying to come up with the design. You and I have talked about it.
Yeah, I ran out of money, but I'm at the point where I will seriously at this point get like a neck or face tattoo. Like I kind of don't care about much anymore. Like I don't, dude.
Go for the swastika, man. That's it.
I care about not much, but that's something that I would still care about. I would still.
You know, a swastika tattoo would add a lot of spice to the Heeb Goy show because in comes the boy, you know.
Just like for the viewership, you know what I mean? I could sit here like Ed Norton in American History X, we see the bit of it just popping out right here and be like, hey, what's going on? You know, and Heeb Goy show. No, there's no way in a million years. Like you could even say, what amount of money would you take cash in a bag, tax free? Like that situation would be, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't know.
That's a tough
one. Fuck that and fuck anyone who has one. And I do know of some tattoo places that are cool and it'll be like, look, if you get out of prison and you want to change your life, there are some tattoo artists that will offer a cover-up service for free to get rid of.
You know what I did learn when I got my tattoo?
What's that?
Tattoo shops don't even like you joking about a swastika tattoo.
No.
Even a joke, even kidding. They don't like that.
It's like talking about a bomb in the airport. Just don't do it.
Right.
It's the same thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I was making some jokes. You know, I'm Jewish.
Of course you were. Hey, maybe I should get a swastika. Listen, asshole. This is.
Hey, Ed, maybe you don't know this. I'm the Jew.
I like the swastika. The Shinky Bagel Hour, and they're like, "Hey, you know, let's get like, listen, asshole. This is a tattoo shop, okay?
Hey,
you better fucking tone it down in here.
Hey, I'm a Jew, Mr. Artiste. Do you have a good design of a swastika?
You take your Jew ass and get out of here then. I mean, I don't want...
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Dan, thanks. Honestly, thanks for getting the sponsorship deal with those guys. And I'll go back and give them a little. In all honesty, I went back and I peppered through it. And I didn't I was just kind of like, this is not for me. Not that it's wrong. It's just like, I want more comedy. You know, I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. No,
I'll go back and give it another shot.
It's a heavy show. I enjoy it. I think the guys are funny and very entertaining. They're really good at what they do. But I mean, it's heavy. The times are heavy.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason I do this, man. We talk about fucking, tattoos of tits and nose blowing. Recreational
and pooping in a coffee can, shit in a box, stool sample technician,
right? Specimen, here it is, specimen processing associate, right there.
Stool, they should really, if they were honest about that ad, can you imagine what it would be? It'd be like,
she's not going to want to be on, but I'm going to ask anyway. Hey, Bruce refuses to do Cologuard because he won't shit in the thing.
That's not the reason why.
She got it right away. First, right out of the gate. But he'll shit in the bucket in the desert.
No. You didn't say that's not the reason I won't do it.
I'll tell her the real reason.
Tell her now the real reason I won't do it.
The real reason is he doesn't want to subject another human being to opening up a box of his shit. And we learned that the person who does that has a title of specimen processing associate.
You're getting paid for it. They chose it.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think it pays to be a specimen? We looked this up. What does it pay to be a specimen processing associate?
You're opening up the coffee can of shit all day.
Huh?
12 to 14 an hour.
You undershot. It's $34,000 a year. 17 an hour. She gets 12 to 14 an hour. She thought what you thought, that it was less. They're actually,
rough. Okay, rough. I would imagine for that job, you don't have to pass a drug test. You can be a felon. You can have you can walk in Dan, you walk in that job interview with a swastika tattoo on your forehead. And you say, hey, man, I'll open up and do shit specimens all day long. Please don't mind my swastika tattoo on my forehead.
Yeah,
the
swastika tattoo, yes. That job's got to be tough. I mean,
you got to have some.
I'm amazed they can find someone for $17 an hour.
The guys that are pinned out on heroin, swastika tattoos, here we go.
Man, capitalism is a crazy bitch because someone is taking that $17 an hour.
I know, which is funny because you know that they had it at 16 an hour and weren't getting any bites, so they figured if we just move it up to 17 and we get a few bites,
ding 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 ding,
we're in business, and the CEO can get himself another yacht. Good,
right? Exactly.
Oh my God,
yes. Bro. All right, I'm gonna cut it off. 8 o'clock East Coast time. Time for my dessert and my pudding pop. So I'll my Metamucil. Anyway, goodbye everybody.
Peace.
From Heeb Goy.